300K, my mom's house, my car, Leona car, my car, 2 boats. That's just 2 boats. That is 635K. Yeah.
The big issue I have is with Travis Hunter. What in God's name would make you think that that's a good thing to tell the world?
Before the bankruptcy headlines hit, Travis Hunter was flexing like money would never dry up. Cars, designer clothes, luxury trips, he flaunted it all. But now, Stephen A. Smith has jumped in, and when Stephen A. speaks, the world listens. He didn't hold back. He called Travis out for reckless spending and shady money choices that just don't add up.
You're about to go into the National Football League. That's what you're about to do. You're about to get paid. In my eyes, this should be your most selfish time. You need to think about the people that you're involving in your life.
Sure, people say his wife Leanna Lynn's scandal sparked the downfall, but Stephen A. made it clear the blame sits on Travis. He signed the checks, he made the calls, and now he's drowning in the mess. This wasn't just any rookie. We're talking Jacksonville's golden child, #1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft, Heisman winner at just 22, a generational talent who dominated on both sides of the ball. His future was stamped in gold with a $46.6 million rookie deal and a $30 million signing bonus. But behind the flashy Instagram posts, dark clouds were forming. Reports say Leanna's taste for jets, luxury homes, and non-stop shopping sprees drained his accounts in record time.
I did 300K, my mom's house, my car, Leona car, my car, 2 boats. That's just 2 boats. That is 635K, yeah.
Now with Stephen A. tearing into him, especially for skipping a prenup, Travis's financial empire looks more like a ticking time bomb than a success story. From day one, folks were calling Travis Hunter reckless. All the red flags were there, but he ignored them, choosing love over locking down his money. Reports say Travis and Leanna tied the knot in May 2025 without a prenup, basically handing her half his fortune if things ever went left. This man went from college struggles to millionaire overnight, and instead of protecting his bag, he opened the door wide to financial disaster, and it didn't stop there. After signing that huge NFL deal, Travis blew almost $600,000 on luxury cars, including a custom black Mercedes-Benz AMG 63 Brabus 800 worth over $200,000, gifted to Leanna at their wedding reception. The couple turned their lifestyle into a non-stop flex, a $3.2 million Jacksonville mansion, then a 7-bedroom estate with a pool, tennis court, and 7.5 acres, all within weeks. Add a $100,000 engagement ring, a $20,000 Turks and Caicos honeymoon, and endless shopping sprees, and analysts were already sounding alarms. Stephen A. Smith kept blasting his choices, and even divorce lawyers chimed in. One attorney, James Stone, offered free prenups to every NFL rookie, pointing straight at Travis's mess as the warning, and people online didn't hold back. They accused Leanna of being a gold digger, pointing to her dollar sign tattoo, her sudden interest once his career blew up, and her obsession with pricey gifts. Meanwhile, Travis admitted he burned through over $635,000 fast. Cars, boats, houses, you name it. His empire was dripping away before he even had a chance to secure it. The wildest part of this saga is the timing. Travis Hunter wasn't some veteran with years of checks stacked. He was a rookie who hadn't even stepped on an NFL field yet, but he was already living like the cash faucet could never shut off, betting his whole future on money that wasn't guaranteed. One bad hit, one slump, one twist of fate, and it could all vanish in seconds. Stephen A. Smith, who's seen stars rise and crumble for decades, wasn't buying the act. He warned this wasn't just about blowing money, it was about building toxic habits that could destroy a career before it even started. Travis was flexing like a proven legend while still untested, raising the stakes of his lifestyle so high that reality could never keep up. Those habits weren't harmless, they were a recipe for long-term disaster, the type of trap that's left countless athletes broke, bitter, and forgotten. Stephen A.'s message was clear: protect your bag, guard your circle, and don't let anyone drag you down. But Travis, he was already neck-deep in the pressure of funding Leanna's luxury dreams. Every move on and off the field risked being shaped by her endless appetite for expensive living. It was a runaway train, no brakes, with each swipe of his card speeding him closer to collapse. Then came December 2024, the month that should have been his crowning glory. On December 14th, Travis took home the Heisman, making history as the first primarily wide receiver to win and the first true two-way star since Charles Woodson in 1997. It should have been the moment moment that stamped his legacy in gold. But instead of joy, his big night set off a scandal storm. Cameras caught Leanna's cold reaction, no cheering, no smile, just sitting still until Deion Sanders nudged her up. That clip spread like wildfire online, with fans roasting her loyalty and questioning everything about their relationship. And that was only the beginning. Days later, old videos and photos of Leanna surfaced, cracking the image of her as the perfect, supportive wife. The chaos exploded when a YouTuber dropped a bombshell, claiming that back when she was about 18 or 19, Leanna worked in an Atlanta strip club.
This YouTuber here exposed the fact that Travis Hunter's girlfriend worked at a strip club. But in what capacity? Was she a stripper? Or did she have other?
The rumors didn't stop there. Whispers claimed she might have been tied to spots that only hired bartenders 21 and up, clashing with her story that she bartended but never danced. Suddenly, this wasn't just chatter, it was receipts, and the timing couldn't have been worse. Travis's fairy tale was turning into a full-blown mess right as his career was supposed to take off. The financial blow from Leanna's scandals came swift and merciless. In today's NFL, your image is worth just as much as your stats. Endorsements, sponsorships, brand deals, all of it hinges on how clean your name looks. So, when the drama around Travis Hunter's wife started boiling over, millions were instantly on the line. Brands that once saw him as the next face of their campaigns suddenly froze. Nobody was risking their reputation on a storm they couldn't control. And the stripper rumors, that was just the spark. Soon, the internet was drowning in leaks. Videos from 2020 and 2021 allegedly showing Leanna twerking at wild parties, cozying up with other dudes, even screenshots of sneaky link DMs. But the most jaw-dropping leak, Snapchat clips that looked like her in bed with another man, stamped 2021. It was messy, viral, and explosive. The type of scandal that flips a love story into a soap opera overnight. Some defenders tried to clear her name, saying the footage came before Travis. But the timelines clashed hard, and that only made the gossip louder. Was she ever really loyal? Was the relationship built on shaky ground from day one? Social media dissected it frame by frame, spinning theories like it was a true crime case. Financially, the chaos was brutal. Overwhelmed by the hate, Travis deactivated his Instagram, the same platform that could have been a money machine, through endorsements and paid posts worth millions for a rising NFL star. Shutting it down meant shutting off one of his biggest side hustles at the exact moment he needed extra cash. But instead of cutting ties, Travis doubled down, standing in front of the world to defend Leanna. His emotional defense showed just how deep this whole mess cut, proving it wasn't only about money, it was personal, painful, and tearing at his core.
What was they expecting her to do?
I don't have to decide I know I don't have to defend myself in no clowns. I'm not defending myself. I'm defending my girl. Cause she's not gonna get on here and talk. She just hurt. You know, she upstairs. She been crying all day. You know, cause people trying to attack her character. Like, they don't know her. They ain't never talked to her before. So I'm gonna protect my girl.
And while he was fighting that battle, whispers started swirling that Leanna might be pregnant. That rumor alone raised the stakes sky high. No prenup, nonstop scandal, and now the possibility of a baby. That wasn't just drama, that was a financial trap waiting to explode.
Anyway, pray for my man Travis Hunter. There's rumors that his current girl is pregnant, but you know that's only rumors. It came out a month ago, people saying that their wedding, she seemed like she had a baby.
Leaving Travis wide open with nothing to shield him. It wasn't just Stephen A. Smith sounding the alarms anymore. Other big names started chiming in. Former NFL star Dez Bryant and even rapper Boozy publicly told Travis to cut ties, warning that he was gambling with both his career and his bank account for someone whose loyalty was already being ripped apart online. Their message was blunt: protect yourself or you'll lose it all. But here's the wild part. As bad as things already looked, the storm was only getting started. The ultimate financial nightmare was on the horizon, threatening not only the millions Travis had already burned through, but every single dollar he could possibly earn in the NFL. The scandals, the reckless lifestyle, the emotional decision-making, it was all colliding into one explosive disaster. Even Stephen A., who's watched legends crash and burn for decades, was shocked at how quickly Travis went from future icon to standing on the edge of total collapse. By then, analysts across sports and finance were screaming the same thing. Travis's career was a ticking time bomb. The warning signs had been flashing since day one, But now, the detonation had finally hit. And to really grasp how quickly his empire unraveled, critics argued you had to rewind back to the very start of his romance with Leanna Lynn, because the red flags had been there from the jump. The early timeline between them became headline fuel. Revelations popped up that Travis first slid into Leanna's DMs in 2020, only for her to leave him on red for 2 whole months. When that detail resurfaced under the spotlight, Leanna tried to brush it off with what critics called a convenient excuse, which only stirred more suspicion about her real motives.
The real reason Travis sat in my DM for 2 months is because he DM'd me when he had a girlfriend, and her name was in his bio, so I instantly knew he had a partner. So I exited the message and he sat there until he was single. I don't do home wrecking. I'm not a side piece. I don't stand for any of those things. I support women, so I would never do that to another woman.
People pounced on every inconsistency. How could she claim Travis wasn't her type and that she had no interest, but still keep tabs on him close enough to know exactly when he was single?
I said he wasn't my type. I did not mean attractiveness. I don't have a physical type, period. No 2 men that I previously dated looked the same. My first one was a white cowboy. Second one was a Mexican soccer player. Then I dated a black man who's a SoundCloud rapper. And then Travis. So I have never dated the same type.
That math wasn't mathing and fans weren't buying it. Speculation grew that Leanna might have been playing the long game, waiting until Travis's career exploded before giving him attention. In her defense, she later clarified that when she said he wasn't her type, she meant personality, not looks. But the timing, the contradictions, the carefully worded excuses, all of it painted a messy picture. To critics, it looked less like love and more like strategy. Once Travis Hunter and Leanna finally locked in during early 2022, their relationship went into overdrive. By March, they were Instagram official, and Travis was already drowning her in lavish gifts. This was the same period he was transferring to Colorado when his NIL value was skyrocketing and he became one of the most marketable names in college football. But that timing raised eyebrows instantly. Financial experts pointed out how Leanna's sudden interest seemed to match perfectly with Travis's rise in earning power. The overlap was too sharp to brush off, and the red flags just kept piling higher. Then came the numbers that shocked everyone. Travis admitted himself that he blew through around $635,000 in no time flat. Even his diehard fans couldn't believe how casually he spoke about torching that kind of money, proving not just inexperience, but a wild disregard for financial reality. And the spending patterns, almost all of it traced back to Leanna or their relationship. From luxury cars to nonstop trips and over-the-top living, she embraced the high life while Travis paid every bill. By early 2025, only months after signing one of the richest rookie NFL contracts ever, rumors swirled that his cash flow was already collapsing. Sources claimed he was so strapped that he was practically living paycheck to paycheck despite being a multimillionaire. By late 2024 and into 2025, the gold digger label aimed at Leanna hit a fever pitch. And when Travis jumped to defend her, it only dug him in deeper. In his attempt to clear her name, he admitted she contributes to his income, an admission that backfired hard.
It ain't about the money, chat. It's about the girl you have with you. She brings value to me. She makes me money and she makes her own money. So if we're gonna say she a gold digger, make sure you say I'm a gold digger too. Make sure you say I'm using her too, because she got money. She been had money.
Critics said it proved the relationship wasn't just romantic, it was transactional, built on money as much as love. Then came the bombshell in August 2025, rumors that divorce was on the horizon. Whispers claimed Leanna was already strategizing for a monster settlement, and without a prenup, Travis could lose half of everything. NFL checks, bonuses, and whatever fortune he had left. One courtroom fight could erase his entire empire overnight. The timeline only fueled suspicions further. From Leanna leaving him on red for 2 months back in 2020 to suddenly showing interest when his money started stacking, to the gift-fueled romance once his NIL value blew up, and then an engagement timed right as he entered the NFL. It all looked too precise. Financial experts didn't hesitate to say the quiet part out loud. This wasn't just coincidence, it looked like strategy. Veterans and financial experts all said the same thing. When a relationship starts with luxury cars, diamonds, and sky-high lifestyle demands, it never slows slows down, it only escalates. Travis locked himself into a cycle that was nearly impossible to break. Behind the curtain, even the Jaguars were worried. Publicly, they stood behind their golden rookie, but inside team meetings, coaches admitted they were nervous. Reports claimed his practices were slipping, mental mistakes, sloppy errors, things completely unlike the college superstar they drafted. On top of that, his social media started looking shaky, less like polished NFL success and more like a highlight reel of erratic flexes, luxury drama, and desperate attempts to prove everything was fine. Then came the silence. Weeks of Travis Hunter laying low, trying to project stability while the walls were clearly closing in. Legal analysts warned his troubles weren't just about reckless spending anymore. They were tied directly to Leanna's scandals. From lawsuits to threats to the endless costs of defending shady claims, his money was bleeding out fast. Some advisors even whispered that bankruptcy protection might be his only option to shield what was left of his empire from a divorce settlement that could clean him out completely. The cruel irony? This was a young man who made tens of millions before the age of 23, now facing the very real possibility of losing it all, not from an injury, not from bad investments, but from personal choices wrapped around one relationship. Choices that smarter planning and the right legal advice could have easily prevented. And what made it sting even worse was how obvious the red flags had been from the beginning. The ignored messages, her early line about him not being her type, the sudden shift once his money started flowing, the instant shower of gifts, it was all there. People close to him screamed warnings, but Travis pressed forward, blind to the cliff right in front of him. Now the entire sports world is watching one of its brightest young stars teeter on the edge, not undone by the brutality of football, but by the brutality of his own decisions. A fortune, a career, a legacy, all dangling by a thread, tied up in what could go down as one of the messiest cautionary tales the NFL has ever seen. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments on how you see this saga ending. And of course, click one of those boxes on your screen to dive into more wild stories. See you in the next one.